Hey folks, Matthew Boxler here. How y'all be? Just checking in today, and we're going to be talking a little bit on, are you confusing money with currency? And, you know, talk about a lot of the things on the planet right now that are making money rather significant. And if you have been, let's say, having a changing tides with your money or challenging times with your money, I want to talk to a few of the things that can actually perhaps contribute to, a change so that you don't have to have it be so hard. The first thing I want to talk about is just speaking to the energy of money and then acknowledging for all you guys that currency is something different than money, okay? So the energy of money is actually no different than the air you breathe, okay? So take a deep breath and then exhale. How hard was that? Okay, so that's the energy of the atmosphere. Do you ever wake up in the morning and think, oh my God, I wonder if there's going to be enough air for me today? You never think that, right? Because you don't have all these things we've learned and bought into that says that money is a limited thing. It's a limited energy. Hi, guys. Now, how many points of view have you been taught or bought into, all the way up from your childhood to now about money, about currency, those cool little paper things? I wish I knew where my wallet was. I'd show you one. Well, if you've actually bought into a lot of points of view, like all of us have, you have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge that, wow, there's a lot of points of view, opinions, and things going on around me that are constantly telling me what money is, what currency is. Now, the first tool I want to give you guys, it's ever so critical, and it may not seem like it applies, but it so applies to what's going on here, is called, who does this belong to? And this is one of those key tools that you get out of just about any Access class you take. Most importantly, the bars class is a great place to get that. So, what does who does this belong to mean? It means that you need to check in with yourself and see, am I a little bit more aware than I think I am? Okay? Have you ever been sitting and staring out the window, beautiful day, and found that you were having a conversation with 3 or 4 people in your head? Has that ever happened to you? Or maybe just 2. Let's start with 2, okay? Yeah, and then we can expand out. I've never met a person that hasn't had that going on, okay? Did you ever call yourself crazy? No, you're not crazy, but it happens so often for a lot of us, the hyper-creative personalities out there, which if you're watching this, you may be one of those people. One of those people that can actually have 5 or 6 or 7 things going on at the same time easily. And you're like, whoa, okay, wait a minute. Maybe some of these thoughts aren't mine. Did that ever cross your mind? And if it did, this is where who does it belong to can really apply to money, okay? So every time you have a thought, a feeling, a contraction in your body about money, if you ask this question, who does this belong to? You're going to have like a sensory response from your body, and awareness is going to show up from your being. Now, what does it mean when I say awareness is going to show up in your being? It means this. It means you are going to know whether or not that's actually your thought or that you're aware of thoughts. Now let's apply it to money and currency, okay? So you open up your bank account statement and you look at it. Have you ever done that and immediately had this, ugh, or yay, one or the other, okay? So when those happens, would you be willing to say and ask this question? Who does this thought, feeling, or emotion belong to? And as you do that, you're going to start deconstructing all the thoughts that you've decided are yours that keep recurring and recurring and recurring. And if you stick with it, and if you've got the bars, the access consciousness bars, as a tool, which erases all those limitations from your reality forever after you acknowledge them and you say, oh, wow, that's not mine. I'm going to change this. You've got a constant movement forward where you can start changing things and receiving more of the energy of money. So let's talk about the energy of money now. So the energy of money is no different than the first thing we started with, which was the energy of air, okay? Our first little example. You breathe in, you breathe out, you never worry about a lack. So what if you had that same space of being with the energy of money? You breathe in money, you breathe out money, right? Would that be like awesome? Okay. Well, if you choose that and you can be with it and you use the tools to have that where it's an energy, then the currency follows suit, okay? What does that mean? Currency follows suit is if you be the energy of anything in your life, the actualization of it will show up in your life. If you be the energy of anything in your life, the actualization of it will show up in your life. Now, most of this world's going to tell you something different. It's going to say, look around you, see what it is you want, and then go over there and get it. Well, if that's work for you, awesome. Keep doing that. If you're looking for something easier, stay tuned. Stay with me. We're going to give you a few more hints, okay? So as we're talking about it's out there, you go out there, get it, and bring it back to you. That's kind of the polarized reality. That's this reality. In my experience from the tools I have and the classes I teach, it's the opposite. And then again, it's more than that. It's beyond the opposite. So if you desire to have something in your life, let's go find one thing in your life where you desired it, you're willing to be the energy, and it showed up. Okay? So like, great example for me was like when I was a kid, when I was knee high. You know, my arms are slapped around my mom's leg. I'm like licking her leg. I'm not thinking about being judgment. It's a beautiful day on the beach, let's say. And then I'm in my ADD kid self and I look across the sand of the beach and there's a beautiful beach ball and I'm just like, whoa, that's awesome. I'm having that. At that moment, I became the energy of the beach ball. Well, it wasn't 5 minutes before that beach ball was in my hands, okay? How's that happen? That happens because I was being the energy of what I was asking for. And immediately my mom was like, wow, I think I need to get Matthew some beach balls. He is like blah, 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 blah. Now, you can go through your mind and try to figure out how it actually happened, but if you're willing to use this tool with money, and it were to bring you more space and more money and more clarity with what money and currency is, would you choose it? Would you want to use it? Okay? So, and I'm bringing you guys these tools because this is like one of the most significant things I've acknowledged in a lot of my classes and sessions is people making having money or not having money a big deal. So how do you apply it to your life? Right? It's just like, great, tell me all this cool shit, but how the blank do I use it in my life? Here's how you use it, or lose it for that matter. When you're in that space, first of all, that you've got that lack of money and so forth, you want to turn it around, okay? So turn it around and be the energy of having a lot of air in your lungs. Be the energy of having a lot of money energy in your life, okay? You can close your eyes, imagine what it would be like. However it works for you, you know how to do this, okay? And when you be that energy, you're going to become aware of things that need to change in your life, right? Like, let's look at rich people, poor people. Okay, it's like one of those polarized pieces and parts of this reality. Rich people, poor people, well, Poor people usually have what point of view about rich people? They hate them, right? And rich people have what point of view about poor people? They're like, yeah, whatever. So acknowledge that. We got the hate and refusal on one side with the poor people of the rich people, and we've got the, yeah, whatever, they're going to do what they're going to do going on with the rich people. Well, if you're the person that's not choosing to be the energy of money, and you're not like in total appreciation and receiving of rich people, how is money ever going to come into your life? Because you're telling those people that do really well with money, hey, I don't like you. You have a lot of money. I don't like money. Okay? And if you know the clearing statement, which you can learn from Access for totally free and apply it to anything, it's a magic wand to just erase all the funny business in the background that's keeping you from moving forward. You can find that at www.theclearingstatement.com. Almost got distracted there with my super ADD qualities. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, right. Let me get back to what we're talking about. So so when you're willing to be the energy of money and acknowledge the places where you're pushing it away, like with my example of not liking rich people, pock and pot everything that's destroy and uncreate all the points of creation and points of destruction you're using to not receive those people who already have ease with money as a generation to your life. Just one example. You'll notice there'll be like an energetic shift in your life. Okay? So everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge all the places and thoughts and feelings and emotions that are actually turning your money receiving down, will you destroy and uncreate all that? And that's where you use the clearing statement. Pocket pod. Pocket pod. With that much significance too. Okay? Great. So the next piece you want to look at is, did you grow up around people that valued money? That like, hey, I want my kids to have more money they can spend and never enough. Or did you grow up with a different type of parents who are like, you need to work hard and not have money and just enjoy life? Acknowledging those things is one of those key tools. Bind that together with a clearing statement or a bars class or a foundation class or any of this stuff, and you're going to start seeing things change in your reality, especially around the whole money currency thing. So once again, when you're talking about the energy of money, the more you receive everything that's going on that already is money, has money, that's receiving the energy of money. Now, currency follows those who receive the energy of money. Are you receiving all those energies, people, places, and things that have ease with money? Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. This is the kind of thing where you have to step into that vulnerable and it's really just a self-honesty thing, people. It really is. Are you willing to go in and find those places where you're being dishonest with yourself and you're telling everybody else a truth that's not actually a truth for you? That didn't make your head spin. It should have. You want to destroy and uncreate everything that pops up for you in that particular situation. So I'll say that again. If you're lying to yourself and telling everybody else the truth they want to hear, you can't really know where your point of view is, where you're functioning from, what your reference point is with money. So would you be willing to let go of all those points of view around money that you may have had from day one, and they're tried and true, and they're heavily validated probably by the people and places you grew up with? Are you willing to just let them go? Cut them loose. Pock and pot them. Hello. Drop that shit. Or put it in a pink bag and leave it at the door. Maybe somebody will pick it up from, the thrift shop or something. That would be awesome. Then you can contribute to the poor people again. There's so much of a polarity between rich and poor, and it doesn't have to be that way. So another piece for me personally, is acknowledging these elements of what I call wealth and what I call sexualness. Now, everybody probably has a pretty good idea what wealth is, but sexualness is actually not what the core word means. It doesn't have anything to do with making babies. It really is the energy of kindness and caring and nurturing that, like my example of me being a kid holding on to my mom's leg, lusting after a beach ball, that's the energy of sexualness. It's me being incredibly kind and caring to me. And, this reality is not always the kindest place to be, and it kind of teaches us some stuff that kind of puts some lies in our space, Like if we find the right person, then we'll have that juicy sexualness. And you really have to ask, do I need to have that with me first before I can have it with anyone else? Now, it kind of sounds like I'm going off on a tangent, which I am, but stay with me. So if you have that nurturing kind space with sexualness with yourself, money, the energy of it, wants to get in your space. And why is that? Because your barriers are down. You're not trying to filter the world and just get the good energies and filter out the bad. You're like a kid. You're just letting it all in. Some of it occasionally is like, ooh, that's a little stingy, sort of thing. But you're allowing it to move through. You're not ever going to miss a possibility showing up for you. And how many of our possibilities are we missing because we're trying to get the right thing? How many money opportunities are like left, right and center for us from all kinds of people that we decided, that's not the right person to receive money from. And I'm asking, why would you not receive a money possibility from anyone if you're in this space where you're making money a scarcity thing, right? So a lot of these things too, for some of us, a lot of us, I know it was for me, I had to really just destroy all this foundational programming that I was pretty much brought up with and I bought into as the way things are. I had to get rid of a whole lot of that. And the first time I did the foundation, that 4-day class that just gets rid of all the lies that you built the truth of your life on, irons out the foundation, literally. I started to realize, wow, there's a lot more possible in my life that I had no idea was possible, because I had to get rid of the foundational elements of my life that I had decided were vital, valuable, and real. And everybody in my world at that time was validating him also and saying, yeah, if you're not doing that, there's something wrong with you. So it's a real stretch. But if you're willing to take a stretch, if you love money, if you really know that this kindness, caring, and nurturing you can be for you is the invitation to everything that you desire in life, probably want to go that direction. Go check out a foundation class or something, or a bars class, either way. So I hope something on this video you can apply to your life right away. I do this because I want to be surrounded by awesome people, and I know there's so many awesome people that are just caught in a little bit of a web of things of this reality being unkind to them. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, please drop them below, down here, wherever that is. And I'd be happy to answer them and give you a minute or two to see if we can't change something in your world. Okay, guys? Talk to you all soon. Love you, and we'll see you on the next broadcast. Bye.